1-0. One more map to go until they make it into that big match against the Direwolves and a spot on the major, or spot for the major on the line.
I can't believe you're backing TALON in. You just don't know Skyscraper, do you?
I've already cast Skyscraper. We already cast it.
I don't remember it.
Oh, well, now who looks silly? Well, Chiefs are going to be attacking first. TALON on the defense, which I think for the Chiefs, attacking first, probably ideal on Bank to really gauge where they're going to be at, especially in this first half. Thermite taken off the board by the Chiefs. Habana was bared out by TALON, and it's going to be the Chiefs banning next.
Kaid. Echo, okay. Will we see a Kaid ban? Are we going to see Mav every round? Who knows?
Well, TALON know. And we're about to know.
We're about to know.
In 1 second, as we get the final ban, it's Mirror that is taken off the board. So, I mean, take us through the Kaid, guys. Explain it away. Come on.
Well, Habana ban equal Kaid very good.
Or?
And if Kaid left in, Mav must pick.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we're expecting to see a lot of the Maverick and Ethan straight away onto the Maverick here as we open things up on Bank. Our second map of this best of 3. Villa being won by TALON 7-4. They won the last 3 rounds of that game to kind of run away with things, if you will. In those particular rounds as well, I don't think we really saw the Chiefs look all too comfortable. They did get beaten out rather convincingly. A lot of 5-2s were developed and a lot of opening picks going the way of TALON. So the Chiefs now on the attack here on Bank will need to get off to a good start. It's, well, do or die. If they want to maintain this little upper bracket, if they want to go and take on the Direwolves, which I believe is tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you going to be here?
I might. I'll try.
If you get out of bed.
I'll try and get here on time. We'll see. Hotel is...
it is a long 5-minute drive.
It is a long 5-minute drive. Which I won't be driving, though.
No. I wouldn't want to get in a car with you if you were driving. I mean, look how close you have to sit to the screen with glasses on.
No, actually, I sit close to the screen without the glass.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So Locker CCTV to start with for TALON. Nothing really too extensive in terms of all of their lineup. Not looking to play into that wonderful denial that we see from Tachanka and Smoke on Locker's CCTV, which I think is a little bit too one-dimensional in the defensive approach. So I kind of prefer this sort of lineup. They're able to play a little bit more of that lobby hatch, a little bit more of main stairs, as well as that server room denial. Worthy wasting no time pushing into janitor closet and dropping down into admin. So time definitely a factor, especially on a site like this. How many times have we actually seen it be such a difference maker? And obviously Hedy, well, he's getting a lot of information actually from CCTV at the moment.
Where are the electro claws being used? Because that hatch is in towards site has been opened for free. Maybe the back hatches are electrified? I mean, something's got to be. Nonetheless, though, Nitro heads out, doesn't find its marks. That's one less for the plant. Chiefs are winning this round. Well and truly by this point, right? Main hatch open, good map progression, a Nitro already burnt. This, though, over towards blue. This could turn it around.
Yeah, and it's something we haven't really seen a whole lot of from APAC South teams in recency, this blue stairs shield play. It does get countered and beaten rather easily, at least in the APAC South region, so it is a little intriguing to be seeing Canos continue to hold that in its fashion. You can get caught out if bot square is opened up. You get really pinched in on stairs, but in this instance, Chiefs just swing and double swing and just completely overpower the position. They lost Demic elsewhere too, so not a good start for TALON. Chiefs off to the best start you could really ask for. Locker CCTV, not really always the easiest of sites. Look how much information Digital are getting from that drone as well.
Hedy with good counter information with the heartbeat sensor, but how much can they really do off that? Again, the Nitro already expended. Some of that plant denial already dealt with as well. So this is a really tough round to come back from. You can know where every single attacker is. It's still going to be challenging to win.
No Nitro cell though for Hedy, or well for any of them, so in terms of that utility, not going to be a factor inside of the last 40 seconds of this round. I guess there's one gas pay from Soldier, that's it, and well that's not going to deny for the rest of the round. So once that dissipates, that's it. Chiefs are going to look to push in. Now Boydie just took a bit of unnecessary damage, but he fires back, gets that pick, has 2 for the round, continues to just be that Guardian. Hedy though, nice swing, but he's traded by Ethan. Soldier the last player, and Ethan gets 1 for 2. And the Chiefs will take the opening round just as they did on Villa.
I think the Chiefs, though, will want a slightly different outcome to that map, and stamping their authority nicely here on Bank, a map we are expecting them to really show their prowess on. And the last round, a fantastic exhibition of that. We flick to Worthy 10 seconds into the round. He's already getting to work, right? Already opening up hatches. Outside of that, Chiefs finding a couple of picks, clearing out blue really, really quickly and efficiently, storming their way down to server. Really good time efficiency, really well played. We saw that it still came down to the last 30 seconds or so in the round, but that's the nature of the objective, right? And Chiefs doing all that groundwork early, positioning themselves nicely to be able to close that out. So I think they'll be happy bouncing back from a map loss to start off their pick like this.
Yeah, it's the fashion of it, right? It's not just the round win. It's not like they won the round in an unconvincing fashion. Won it cleanly, executed nicely. They were quick into sight as well. Quick into opening up basically what they needed. Nice little double swing over the boards, blue stairs. Got rid of Canos with ease.
Attackers are moving out to locate
Apparently it's 4 versus 5.
Script?
Well, does the game know something that we don't?
Does someone get spawn killed?
Who's it going to be? It's going to be Digital. I'm just waiting for it, but it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. Might be Boydie. Soldier over towards elevators. Could look to peek, but I don't think he will. We'll hold for the time being. So CEO Executive will be our second round. Not a site we've actually been seeing as much on Bank. Open area staff we've been seeing a lot more of, and of course Locker's CCTV. CEO Executive in some ways has become a bit of a tertiary site here on Bank, and yet we are seeing Talon go over it. And for the first time ever, I've seen a 4 versus 5 turn into a 5 versus 4.
Miracles do happen, Jake.
Honestly, I've never seen that before.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
Exactly. That's kind of like for trivia, you know? Ever a time in Rainbow Six where a 4v5 turned into a 5 versus 4? Well, it's happened.
Wasn't that the series where the Chiefs pushed it to the third map and we got a really close series? Might have been that one,
I've heard that story. I've heard that story, yeah. They lost Villa 7-4, looked a little down and out. Started all right on Bank, but then Talon brought it back. But the Chiefs withstood them, and they sent it to Skyscraper. That story, though, has not finished.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Dot.
We're waiting on the next episode.
bomb located by attackers.
Good start, though, for the Chiefs. Can't deny that. And this site, pretty out of fashion. Once you get that repel control for the cross, pretty tough. Once you clear this position in particular, really tough to close it out as a defender. Soldier trying to hold down the line desperately. The Chiefs are electing not to feed this position. I don't mind that. Need to be careful, though, that angle exposing top square.
Yeah, and I like Talon actually having 2 players inside of the hallway to really strengthen that hallway position. Obviously, you've got that shield still deployed there. 50 seconds left in the round. Play to your numbers and try and hold close so that you can get trades or get a pick back onto the side of the Chiefs. In some ways, are really struggling to clear that hallway position, and that's a sightline I don't think Worthy realized was available. Suddenly, 4 versus 4, so brings it back to Talon. Now time is a factor. Only 30 seconds remaining in the round.
The Chiefs need to try and find something back. Bouncing on the vault. Could catch a player from behind, but the timing is not very good.
No,
Digital,
Bouncing,
however, finds one, and Canos allowed to rotate over towards top square. Does the Chiefs have information? I don't think they do, but the denial, it's there. Heady in the 1 versus 4. There's nothing he can do, and the Chiefs able to bring that round back.
Such an odd round. Such an odd round.
Yeah.
Bouncing, pushing into stock. I'm like, okay, he's just going to swing out into the hallway, follow the player pushing over towards square. And then he just like stops and just looks more towards main stairs or top main. So, and then the push in from square, you're like, oh, well, he's just going to deny Digital here, isn't he? And then no, someone was covering, someone was watching. So really, really important round. And the Chiefs do take it. Maybe not as convincing as Locker's CCTV, but still pretty decent for the most part. Good site control, or at least around. They obviously got top square rather easily. Probably didn't clear the hallway position as much as you would like, but in fairness, Talon did double up with 2 players behind that shield or close to it. So really, really well played from the Chiefs, despite being down 4 versus 5 at the start. It's happened again too. That's such a weird bug. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I don't know. maybe a side effect of the new patch, which did drop about 10 hours ago. So
Oh,
that's, again, don't know how much the teams have scrimmed in TTS or whatever. Couple of notable changes. We haven't really seen them in effect too much today. I mean, some of them being an additional Candela with half the flash length now, and Warden's gadget timing getting tweaked a little bit. Nomad hasn't seen much play either. His animation now sped up when you get knocked back from that effect, and Oryx as well. Yet to really see it have a big, big impact, at least from what I've observed today, but no doubt could play out into the future. Interesting dynamic in this round as Worthy falls. IQ on the board to try and counter this Valkyrie. It is Canos over towards the front desk, and I'm very keen to see just how much information he'll have available.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is actually a real 4 versus 5 now.
It was cursed this time.
Yeah. It's almost like it was supposed to happen last round, but the Chiefs like, no, give us this one. No, we'll fix things up, of course. So, look, it's been a rough night for the Chiefs. They haven't really been able to not have issues, to put it bluntly.
I think Chiefs need a new gaming house. It sucks.
Oh, jeez.
Twice now. It's not good enough.
Twice? I think it's more like 3 or 4 times over the...
Well, however many times.
We did have like how long
Unacceptable.
of a delay at the very, very beginning. Look, good signs though. But in some ways, it's hard to also look past the fact they had good signs in the first 2 rounds on Villa too. They started 2-0 on Villa too. They looked good at 2-0 on Villa. So obviously Bank's a little bit different, as we've kind of prefaced and gone over. It's a good map for the Chiefs. They've generally played well on it. It's, you know, in a map pool that has kind of shrunk over the last couple of months, this one has held strong for them against teams. So I definitely feel like the Chiefs are in a good position to win. Long way to go. But it has to be frustrating for Worthy, the issues that have been happening tonight.
Well, can't let that get the better of him, though.
Can you even see Boydie? Is he there? Hang on. Oh, I see like a pale... Oh, there we go. Oh, jeez. Brighten up your life, Boydie. Oh, no. Oh.
That's what it's like waking up as a gamer at like 1 PM, you know, when you like go and open up the blinds and...
At 1 PM?
You feel like a vampire?
3 PM.
Maybe for you.
I think the one thing for the Chiefs is they're a team that aren't going to be dismayed by that Villa loss. They're not going to be sitting back kicking themselves. If the maps were flipped, if they played Bank first and lost that, maybe they'd be thinking, oh, that could have been our shot gone. And then you kind of take that into Villa. But, I mean...
If Digital's laughing and smiling, there's not often much to be concerned about.
Yeah, but Digital's always laughing and smiling.
But then it's really bad when he's not.
That's true.
It is the emotional calculator of the... Calculator? Indicator.
He's a calculator?
He can do some pretty calculated plays.
Definitely can. Was very good on Villa. Was definitely not a letdown there. I think when you look at this team, there was a lot of players that could have played better on Villa. They're just being completely blunt. You know what they're capable of, and they would know what they're capable of as well. And, well, apparently the guys in the prod room think so because they've highlighted Bouncing at the... I
mean, that's just not fair, guys.
That's just not fair. Come on.
Do you guys just not like him?
What are you suggesting?
That's not good enough.
Bouncing is oh, here we go. Jeez, we're getting the full blown up. But Bouncing's such a talented player, and you almost want the world to see it in some ways and to really highlight it. And what an addition he's been able to have for this team. So, look, I think this is going to be a better map for him. A better map as well for the, you know, like the Boydie and Worthy for that matter too.
Talon, on the other hand, though, seeking their own international prospects.
That's a lot of books.
It is. I wonder what they are. How to play Villa.
How to play Villa.
Maybe. But in all seriousness, obviously, Talon with international aspirations, Korea, recently, particularly Damwon Kia, showing the strength of this region. And the fact that we have 3 Korean teams in this first stage of APAC playoffs, indicative of the strength of that particular region. Still a long way to go here. Still 2 best-of-3s standing between these teams in the major. In the best case scenario, if you win this one, you win tomorrow, you're in. But if you lose, well, have fun in the lower bracket. That's all I'm going to say.
You're here for a little bit longer. You're stuck with us.
Yep.
No, it is good. I actually kind of like that if you win that upper bracket, you're done. You're out. See ya. You've won.
Still seeding games, but ultimately you do
Yeah,
have,
still
you do have
seeding
your ticket
games.
punched in.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. That's really all that's going to matter. And, you know, that in itself, I think for all of the teams in the APAC region especially, maybe you could say some of the teams in Europe or LATAM would be feeling like seeding is going to be a factor for the teams in APAC.
Not NA?
No. They're generally near airports.
Well, I did just win SI.
Oh, come on. Just
But TSM, they kind of... We don't talk about that.
Located by attackers.
I'll get some angry people on Reddit or something attacking me.
100%. No, but I think for APAC region, you have to be humble. And you have to be quite level-headed, and I think it's just about getting there.
Yep.
It really is all just about getting there.
It's about the climb, as one famous singer once said.
Feels special.
Well, let's get back into the action before we go crazy. We reset things here in the third round, and I believe the same operators have been selected, leaving Valk on the board once more, and the IQ counter from Ethan. A lot of pressure on this top floor from Talon. The ultimate goal here likely not to get kills, but to try and waste as much time as possible.
I love the Jackal pick here for bouncing, though, and with a bit of help from the drone, can really clear out this hallway position. Has Boydie on the Nook on the other side, too. Just makes things a bit more quick on the move for the Chiefs as well. Heading down below, inside basement, can go for a bit of a roam. Now, one position to take note of is going to be blue stairs.
Every time.
Every single time, open area, staff. Bot square does become a big focal point for attacking teams. And if you just have that one lingering roamer hanging around blue stairs, you push up, you swing at the last second, you will probably find 1 or 2 kills and disrupt the attack.
Hetty just testing out the waters at the moment and may reconsider that flank later on in the round, or maybe try to play safe, get in towards the objective itself. But with top square now forfeited, the Chiefs have that cutoff and that run across bot square pretty risky. We track the action now back towards the site as the Chiefs continue to gain supremacy on this second floor. Worthy with the secondary hard breach as well can open up the floor, but talk about opening up the floor and opening up the round. It's Demic with the Nitro. Ethan, no trades.
And boy, to get through to Demic, suddenly the Chiefs with an advantage here in the third round, looking to go for 3 rounds in a row for the first time in this series. A lot of drones, in fact 9 now make it 8, still available. So a lot of information really can be gathered here late round. Ethan with another kill, this time getting rid of Soldier. And Talon not in a winning position at this point. In fact, they are not in a position to win this round at all. 4 versus 1. And Boydie feels happy and feels confident here on Bank, as do the Chiefs. 3-0 start. They are now looking like the better team.
This is Chiefs Bank in a nutshell. They've locked out the first 3 rounds. They're looking pretty hard to stop. Talon, that last round, like literally 0 response at any point in that round. Yes, not bad with the Nitro to kick things off, but by that stage, Worthy had all the vert, he had the hatch opened, and bang, straight away, the trade. That shut down any flank potential, that evened out the man count, and Chiefs from there steamrolled momentum. Boydie as well facilitated from the Nook to make his own play. And yeah, just like that, 3-0. Now the scoreline, and despite the Chiefs losing the first map, despite maybe Worthy having some issues dropping in and out, they're not letting that affect them, which I think is really, really impressive.
So back over to CEO Executive. It's again somewhat surprising. We're seeing Castle being brought, which as we know is so effective on this particular site. Really no surprise with the lineup at all from Talon. It kind of feels like Talon, though, have been playing a more stock standard Bank, and playing into that are the Chiefs, who I think are more than capable of breaking down those stock standard defenses.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
Of all the sites, probably the one that the Chiefs did look the weakest on, but overall still relatively convincing, and it was really only their inability to clear that stock shield down through the hallway and cut off the rotation that was any serious threat. Outside of that, the lines of sight through top square, yes, Worthy fell, but the rest of the team managed it quite well, and it still looked quite convincing towards the attack. So Talon I think it's critical that they try and disrupt this pattern. Once you set up your attack here on this top stairs floor, there's so many angles cut off. There's so many entry points denied for defenders to get back in towards the round. We need to see Talon, I think, amp up that aggression a little bit. Try and find a pick, even if it's a 1-for-1 trade. Just try and disrupt the Chiefs a little bit at the moment, because in the moment, they're in their element. They're just on autopilot mode at this point, right? They know exactly where they want to play and the timings and all that jazz. Talon need to actually make them think a little bit. I don't know if that's a cool way of framing it, but allowing the Chiefs to sort of walk around the map like a zombie almost in that autopilot mode. I mean, it's not going to serve you very well on the defense.
Well, Chiefs are firmly in control here on Bank. That is for sure. And Skyscraper is our third map, our decider map, if it is required in this best of 3 series. And Bouncin gets the quick opening pick onto Canos, who I believe was holding that hallway position behind the shield just outside of stock, which is where Bouncin now is located. And Bouncin gets a second, will get the third. You could see that one from a mile away. Double peeking that corner. Bouncin is having none of it. That's the round. It's going to be 4-0. That's quad. Bouncin says hello to the world here in the APAC playoffs. He'll get the ace. No. Oh, it was set up for it.
But he does all but secure the round here for the Chiefs, looking for a 4-0 start on their map pick. And it's sealed by Digital. Talon losing that first pick, desperately trying to find something back, and they just absolutely feed Bouncin. 3 kills from the same spot.
I don't want to sit here and say this one's over. I do not want to sit here and say that we're going to that third map, but there is a bit of excitement in me now, guys.
This one's over.
Oh, he said it. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it. But I don't think you're that far off it. 4-0. And it is starting to feel like this is the Chiefs map. And quite comfortably at that, which is a little bit concerning because in some ways you can have a map be in your favor, but that doesn't mean you can't win a 7-0 against a team like Talon. That would be staggering. Now, I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win 7-0, but right now I just don't know how Talon is going to stop this. They haven't looked like stopping it.
Then you think about Skyscraper, Chiefs. I mean, they just 7-2'd IG. That's not bad. Bit of pressure in that game too. That was to secure them in the playoffs. Didn't slouch there. On the flip side, Talon, they took down damn one of all teams.
Oh my God, what have we got?
That was in the Career Open, so an asterisk on it, but still.
Oh, a barn burner is being...
Hey, I did say on Villa. I did say on Villa we got a series in our hand. I wasn't wrong.
All of the caster tropes are out. Series on our hands, barn burners. We still got to get there though. Chiefs still need to finish this one off. I think you've got to give the Talon team so much respect that you don't let the foot off the pedal. That you do not think, oh, well, this is quite a bit easier than Villa. We can kind of sit back a little bit. No, you've just got to keep the foot on the throat.
Don't do it, guys. Do not call it early if you're inside the server. Just completely forget about the scoreboard.
They don't worry about the scoreboard,
exactly.
Remember? We've had that famous Digital interview.
It's irrelevant. 0-0 every round.
Yep, that's the way they treat it, or at least they did. Who knows where that is these days. It's been a little while since that particular interview, and the team has changed, but 4-0 against Talon. Despite this being on Bank, it is still a very impressive start by the Chiefs as we head to Locker's CCTV here for the 5th round, and it's well, it's an interesting little setup from Talon. A little bit more aggression up above, and this may catch the Chiefs off guard. And I think this is kind of what you were asking of Talon to implement.
It's already stalled out the attack way more than the last one, right? Now, still more time needs to be, I think, drained here from the attack before this defense falls back or, at worst, loses their life. Ethan gets the first time, minute 30. That leans heavily towards the Chiefs. I think the time management's still good. You have the man advantage. For the late round, it's not awful for Talon, but not the start they would have desired.
Yeah, and the Jackal, though, is just making this roam impossible. They already got rid of Aziz? I can't say his name. Aziz. It looks like Azzy. As Heady gets rid of Bouncin, so that's the Jackal taken off the board, although I think was pretty much done tracking those feet, and Heady is now low as well on the Oryx, but still lingering around. That's the most important factor. 1 minute left. And that is going to be a gas babe thrown out. Heady's found another kill Worthy loses out to Damick in probably a fight he should have won, and suddenly the table has flipped. It's 2 versus 4, and this Chiefs run is looking like it might come to a halt for the time being.
Triple for Heady on the roam. Boyd, looks to trade. He finds it. Needs to reclaim the kit in 1 versus 3. 30 seconds available, but it's a tall order.
No gas, babes. Boyd is half health though. So, and it's also 1 versus 3. And there's only 20 seconds left, and there's a shield still up. There's so much that is against Boydie here. Does have the Adrenal Surge, lets that out, but Soldier holding the decent angle. So, Talon to get their opening round here on Bank. It's 4-1, still in favor of the Chiefs. Does that do much to sort of sway your confidence a bit, Guz?
I mean, it was a good play from Heady, right? But it was one player showing the initiative and going for something pretty risky, paid off, and ultimately won the round. Heady again on that roam on the Oryx. It was a good round. It was obviously their best round so far. Their only round win, but you still have to back the Chiefs in, especially if they win out this objective. If Talon brings this one back, I mean, it gets a little bit more interesting. But
it gets a lot more interesting, right? Because you frame it like this, that it's an attacker-sided Bank, 4-2 half is the path of the course, and if Talon win open area staff, it's then 4-2. Who's to say they can't then play well on the attack as well in the second half? So this is suddenly a massive round for both teams in their respective positions. For the Chiefs, obviously 5-1 puts them up big going into the second half, looking to then hold on, and for Talon, you win this round, and suddenly you're almost back in the driver's seat going into the second half.
Bit of a snake in the grass here for Talon. The cap can pick for round 6 to close out the defensive half. Could that maybe stall out and disrupt this roam clear a little bit from the Chiefs, relying heavily once more on that Jackal to expedite that process? And for the most part, being pretty quick, pretty clean. Not many complaints outside of, maybe a loose Oryx running around causing chaos, but outside of that, your standard clears have been really nice from the Chiefs. I'm expecting that trend to continue.
Bomb located by attackers. Attackers have located a bomb.
So much sort of like entry denial here. Legion, Capcan, Castle. Looking to keep the Chiefs at bay for as long as possible. Heady trying to keep control of top main stairs. Spray through the hallway. It's Worthy though that finds a very much needed opening kill in this 6th round. So Canos is down for the count. Bounce and Canal try and track over towards top main stairs. Find a fresh set of footprints of Heady over towards Beepers.
Oh, gotta be kidding me. There's no way. We move forward though, 4 versus 4.
Wow.
Rough for Worthy, rough for the Chiefs.
You almost, at this point, you really just need to treat it as if someone's killed it, right? You just cannot even for a split second even think about it. You just keep playing. 4 versus 4. This is still a map that you've been having so much success on. Minute left, a lot of time.
Good groundwork. The Chiefs, I think, just need to find one more here. A bit of an opening into this round. Pry that door open. Get in towards the objective and trade out the plant. Talon aren't feeding them anything though, playing really nicely into this 4 versus 4. 45 seconds available. The Chiefs will need to make their move eventually. Hard breach, I think limited. Digital has 1 Selma, but opening up that triple wall onto Soldier, I don't think that's going to be possible. So we need to see them converge onto sites somewhere else, and with 30 seconds, it needs to come quickly.
Yeah, and now you don't have that player advantage though, and you lose Ethan to Damick. Fortunately, Bouncin was able to get a kill onto Heady at the exact same time. Speaking of time, we're almost down to the final 15 seconds of this final round of the half. A couple of flashes out from Stock, drop down now for Digital into open area. Oh, the EDD from Canos. I mean, and then the Nitrocell from Damick. The Chiefs basically explode on sight, and not the good kind. They get blown to pieces. 4-2 is the first half score. suddenly it's not looking as swell in Chiefs land.
Still good though, but equally great fight there from Talon. Not fully bringing back the deficit, but doing the best they could in the context
Especially
of that first
considering
half.
Soldier's tilted as well.
He does look very tilted.
Very tilted.
How many degrees tilted would you say?
90?
Yeah, I'd probably agree.
Yeah. He also just slimmed down a little bit. Good on him.
Mm.
4-2 though. Going on to the attack. Do you reckon they can continue this little run? If they do so, and they can gain a bit of a lead, or get to that sort of 4-4 scoreline, boy, it's going to be so demoralizing for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's
Gutting in some ways.
been rough for them. It has been rough. Still in a good position though. They're in the favourable position. I'd be pretty surprised if it leaned heavily towards attack, but never know.
Really, on bank? I mean,
But it's Chiefs. Chiefs lock out.
I know. I would definitely agree with you in that factor. I think the Chiefs are a team that can maybe overcome any sort of statistical difference between attack, defense, etc. on bank especially, but it's hard to look past Talon with the way that they played on Villa, especially when you look at the circumstances where, on Villa, it was a 2-0 start for the Chiefs. They were looking great on Villa at the start in the first half, and then suddenly things changed. Second half, Talon ran away with it. Who's to say that can't happen again? I don't think you can dismiss Talon at all at this point.
It is pretty tricky to have a read on Talon, how they're going to potentially at least go in the second half, because you just don't have the data on it. Like last time they played Bank was way back, 24th of October. I don't think I even had a beard then.
No, you didn't.
That was a long time ago.
No, I think you were still underage.
I probably was. Chiefs, on the other hand, a lot more data, right? 57% defensive win rate. Overall, 10 maps played, 19 plus round diff. So
What's their attacking win rate in comparison?
58.
Okay, so I
So
mean,
they're performing above standard at the moment, and they've
Yeah.
created enough of a buffer for historically them to be able to close this out.
if they match the defensive win rate that they've set in the past statistically, they should be able to get the job done here on bank.
7-5.
But, those numbers are also of smaller sample size against maybe inferior opponents. I mean, how many of those matches are against the likes of Talon? You have to take that into account. Numbers don't always lie, but in some cases they do. You just got to really look deeper into those numbers, right into their eyes and see if they're telling you the truth.
All of these numbers telling the truth, Jake?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
It's hard to read.
It is really difficult because I think at 4-0, I was ready to be in the same camp as you and call it.
I called it.
You certainly went early.
I'm not getting shaky yet, but I will be if Talon come out of the gate strong here in the second half, that's for sure.
Fortunately for the Chiefs, of course, for those that have only just tuned in, I was going to say joined us and tuned in at the exact same time.
That's a rough one.
That is interesting. Of course, this is a best of 3, and if you do find yourself losing this said best of 3, you only go down to the lower bracket, where you'll be playing the Knights, which is not an easy match by any means, but you basically have a reprieve. This is not do or die. You will still have that lower bracket run to find a spot at the major, but it's a run, guys. And it's a marathon. It's a gauntlet.
Certainly not a sprint.
No.
3 weeks.
The upper-
3 weeks of playoffs.
The upper bracket's a bit of a sprint. It's literally today and tomorrow. It's quick.
True.
So, do you want to run that gauntlet, or do you just want to book your tickets tomorrow night? That's what's up on the line at the moment. And the Chiefs, of course, I mean, you can't really, at this point, shy away from it. They're fighting some technical issues as well.
Yeah.
And it's
4v5.
It's getting to the point where you have to have such a strong mental. Because if this was happening to me in a ranked game, I'd lose it.
What would you do? I mean, you have previously gotten a little bit frustrated during our ranked endeavors. What happened again?
I stopped voice comming and I typed in the team chat, I'm tilted.
Never heard from you again.
Never heard from
I don't think we've actually played with you since.
I don't think so. Let's get back into it for round 7. Second half here in our second map as well. And Worthy is fortunate enough to join us as well.
For now.
It's also back to our 5 versus 5.
Will we get back-to-back disconnects there? That's the real storyline.
I certainly hope not. Don't even put it out into the world.
I hope not either. Definitely not. 100% not.
So open area staff to open up the second half. Chiefs onto the defense, and an important round.
10 seconds left.
Talon won the last 2 rounds in a row to fight back from being down 4-0, and this looking like a Chiefs runaway victory. Suddenly we have got ourselves a game
Attackers are heading out
that
to
might
defuse a bomb.
or might not be on our hands.
Could slip through the fingers, though, if
It could.
the Chiefs come out of the gate strong. Maybe? Put their
Well,
woes behind them.
I like the team composition, also bringing out the Capcan. We saw it from Talon actually as well in the round prior. It did have an impact. We saw one of those entry denial devices find an elimination, along with the Nitrocell too. So it was like 3 explosive deaths instantaneously in favor of Talon. You got the castle barricades as well, extend out, and the ADS from the Jaeger and the Wamai magnets too. So good utility denial, along with the castle barricades. So let's see how the Chiefs set up for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, Worthy's well and truly in this round. Gets the first. Heading elsewhere, though. The trade on the Nook. Bounce and dealt with. Worthy taken low. All things considered equal, a pretty 50-50 trade. Well, my taking off the board, though, for the Chiefs means that there's less discs available the longer this round goes on. That said, soft breach compromised for Talon and 2 nades now missing.
Yeah, they do still have the buck anyway, so Soldier's going to be able to still get a lot of the work done that they would like.
Ooh.
And almost found an elimination. Timing just going the way of the Chiefs there for that brief moment. 90 seconds remaining in this round. Soldier's trying to just drain out main stairs along with beepers. Oh, it's an Nitrocell. It's Digital getting rid of Soldier. That's the other soft breach gone. So Soldier and Demic both eliminated early on in the piece in the 7th round. Both soft breach gone. Still got the hard breach available, the Nook and the Yana, but Talon are certainly wounded in this round.
Bit of a disaster. Not all hope is lost, though, for Talon. They still do have win conditions in this round, but it's going to be reliant on the Chiefs giving away a pick, untraded. Heady's lurking for one, but can't really find it. Carnos as well tests his luck over towards Archives. That's going to be a tough entry, and once more the Chiefs back off that angle. Can they open up bot square? The nade over the reinforcement. Will that be enough to find its mark? Aziz with the breaching charge parallel to that wall to try and expose Ethan, but that castle barricade to his right covering this position, but that's not. Heady finds that lurk with 25 seconds left. Maybe Talon can convert.
Worthy's low, but so is Heady, so even Steven in this 3 versus 3. Time is a factor now in favor of the Chiefs. Right time, as always. Ping over towards Beepers. Worthy with a nice little pop-up. Finds the kill onto Heady. Aziz now pushes in. He's going to get this diffuser down. Kaunos watching for the run-through and is in a great position to get it. And will find it onto Worthy. And then swings around. Bot square gets the double. Digital taken down. Only Boydie inside of Arcos. And they haven't quite figured out where he is until Kaunos just turns around and sees him shoulder peeking. Big moment in this match, in this series. Talon survive. And they make it 3 rounds in a row.
Huge individual effort there from Kaunos, sneaking his way into sight, holds down that cross onto Worthy, the quick second onto Digital, and then poised and ready for the third onto Boydie. And it's moments like that where a player can really spark something within a team. Talon probably, in the backs of their minds, doubt would have been creeping in. How are we going to win this round? How are we going to bring it back? Then Heady finds one. We see that individual effort to close it out, and Talon, maybe that can kickstart something here on the attack.
And now you start to worry for the Chiefs.
Yep.
Any sort of momentum from that attacking half, well and truly gone. All of that work pretty much undone. And while you do still hold a 1-round advantage, this is shaping up to be attack side of Bank, as kind of predicted and thought it would play out in that fashion. Talon are now on the correct side of things. 3 rounds in a row. After winning the final 2 rounds of the opening half, they open up the second half with a dub on the attack. 4-3 scoreline. And of course, as probably doesn't need to be repeated, Talon have already won a round, have already won a map in this series. One more, and they will move on to tomorrow against the Direwolves for a spot at the Major.
Talon looking to get control on this top floor, enable some of their soft breaches to cut off rotations on that first floor. It is a basement attack though, so we need to see this process be quick and speedy. For the most part from the Chiefs, it was even when Talon extended. The Chiefs able to deal with it relatively efficiently, leaving them lots of time when they eventually got down to basement to actually go for executes. Unfortunately though for Talon, Bouncin disrupts that for the attack, and Heady on the Nook, assuming he was probably sneaking around somewhere, he was detected and he was shut down.
Much better performance as well from Bouncin here on Bang. Really good to see him feeling that confidence, running around, franking out, looking for those kills. Chiefs yet with another advantage as they had in the last round prior, but they just weren't able to convert. Definitely feels like in this series, Talon have just been better at finding sort of multiple frags in quick succession. Easy drone of Worthy over towards Blue Stairs. Don't expect him to hold that for much more time. 90 seconds left in this round. Talon now down a player.
No Maverick, so main hatch, that's not going to get opened. Could pose some issues. Talon maybe even forced into a back push here. We'll have to see. Secondary hard breach from Aziz over towards Elevator. As Talon confirmed now that Blue's clear, Worthy will barricade that off and create a buffer in towards server. Difficult to get a read as to how Talon are going to find a win condition in this particular round. They remember down, they haven't pressured any of the Plantanile on site yet, and Digital with 3 canisters will be absolutely laughing looking at that time remaining.
Yeah, he can essentially just block out all of that time now with those gas canisters. Like you said, the only thing will be, it depends on where they're actually going to be pushing in from. If you're coming in from multiple angles, then it's less impactful. As Boydie did find a kill onto Soldier with that Nitrocell. Aziz, inside of Elevators, also has a little bit of company to his left-hand side in Canos. Player pinged out over towards Vol. That's going to be the gas canister thrown out to try and deny them. Doesn't really do so, and does not do it at all, in fact. Aziz, though, did get at least Boydie down, but dies in the process. It's only Demic over towards Garage. Chiefs have been able to bounce back. So from 3 rounds in a row to Talon, the Chiefs will find victory for the first time in the second half. A 5-3 scoreline is on the cards.
The time depletes. The Chiefs lock in that round. A disjointed attack from Talon, well read by the Chiefs on the defense. A strongman advantage leading into the final stages of that round. Didn't really leave much to work with there for the Koreans, desperately trying to find something out of nothing. 5-3 now the scoreline, and just as we felt like Talon off the back of the clutch, they'd be hyped up, they'd be ready to go, they'd have a bit of momentum. Now that's sort of being crushed, and that back and forth continues. The Chiefs, though, they'll be looking at that score, but I don't, it's 0-0 for them, but I mean, they're going to see it, 5-3. They know they're really close to that match point, and they know just how important it is to get this one over the line, seal the deal with confidence, and head themselves to Skyscraper.
For now, though, they head themselves to CEO Executive and see what they have here in the 9th round in denying Talon and obtaining match point. In this instance, map point here in this best of 3. So 1 round away from obtaining that, and yeah, Skyscraper would then be on the other side. And I mean, you referenced it before, 2 big results for both teams already on Skyscraper. Hard to pinpoint as to which one would be more impactful to really look into. I think we can just sit back and say Skyscraper would be very, very fun and interesting to see how that would play out between these 2 teams. So fingers crossed we get the pleasure of heading there.
Similar standard setup here from the Chiefs, this extension over towards the stock hallway. Talon played this, but often actually had 2 players in this position, wanting to prevent any attackers from getting a foothold over towards top square, preventing the entry in towards the side, and janitors close by as well. The Chiefs, though, to their credit, did a pretty decent job in countering that. Worthy and Bouncin, it looks like, might be the 2 to hold this position, and 2 of the scariest players in the league, maybe. Worthy, though, actually is down below. maybe trying to prevent any vertical play here from Talon.
When you look at this lineup, though, for Talon, it's a very intriguing lineup. Whenever you sort of bring the Ying and a Finker combination, you kind of lean into some sort of rush attack, or at least a rush onto site at some point into the round. Then you add in the Ossa, and then you really wonder what's going on here. What's the main goal here for CEO Executive? Is it get in, open up that wall near the window, put that Talon shield down, and go for the plant? Or do you clear out that hallway position with the Talon shield? Trade shield for shield.
Maybe.
Set the Talon 8.
Tough decisions need to be made here by Talon. The Ying as well. What impact will she have in this round? Now 4 Candelas, not 3, but the length of the flash has been halved. So you do get an extra projectile, but you need to get the timing absolutely perfect on the execute to maximize that utility available.
Attackers have recovered the bomb. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
55 seconds, but I think maybe there's not as much time in this round as the Chiefs may think. If Talon is getting into a position to get this plant down behind the Talon shield of Soldier, could be just sheer moments away from getting this diffuser down. And CEO Executive, if that diffuser gets planted, it feels like 99% of the time, you're not going to be seeing the defenders get that retake. Digital's down, so is Bouncin'. Aziz just pushes in, finds the double kill on the Ying, courtesy of those Candelas. Now, this is big from Ethan down below, inside of Archives. The Nitro Cell is perfect, denies Soldier. That means Hedy has to push in, grab that diffuser, and find in position to get this plant down. In the 3 versus 4, not really that much time. Worthy, if he pushes through here, over past the hallway, there's a player on the rappel. Canos gets rid of him. In this 2 versus 4 now, it's all on Talon. They should win it, and they will. It's only Ethan left over towards Square. What a round from Talon.
4 Candelas, 4 kills, Illuminati confirmed. Well played there by Talon. And they'll be pretty happy with that.
A 4-sided triangle.
Ooh. 4 letters in their logo.
Oh. I mean, technically it's 5 in the word, but in the logo.
Yeah.
I see where you're going.
In all seriousness, though, really good setup, right?
It really was.
They had the crosses from the rappels pretty expected on that top floor, but then you add in the flavor of the Ying, facilitated the entry in towards the site. Aziz absolutely popped off. The retake wasn't on. Worthy could have maybe shut down at least one rappel, but he felt the pressure, had to make his way back towards site, so got time. Yeah, from that point onwards, you're not winning that one back for the chase. 5
versus 4 on the scoreboard now. Chiefs still 1 round away from that map point, and suddenly Talon not too far away from series point. In fact, they only need 2 more rounds now here on Bank. On the attack as well, you'd almost expect them to be able to get those rounds.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining.
Are you okay? Do you want to do a share and tell here?
I was just pointing out, 5-4 the scoreline, 5-4
In the
players
game.
remaining.
Ah, the bug.
Script. Yep.
Illuminati confirmed?
Maybe. That was really bad.
Oh my god. Focus on the game, mate.
Yep, I'm focusing.
So Capcan Castle deployed out by the Chiefs in what feels like a round that is all about stopping this Talon movement, momentum, open area stuff. Demic just getting a sort of free drone through hallway here. There is a player over towards the elevators for the Chiefs. It's bouncing. Watching those banana stairs. If he swings here, they might just engage. No. But Demic is watching, and of course the drone has meant that Demic now knows Bouncing's here.
Pretty key engagement here. Whoever wins this out might be able to steamroll that, snowball it for the remainder of the round.
Patience.
It's a pinch.
Oh, Boydie! From down inside of Talons. Demic now feels like he needs a response, but, well, I mean, at this point, Bouncing's gone. You could say he's bounced out of here.
Talon now need to try and manufacture something back in response. Minute 30, they have control above, but A man down, that's tough.
Still a decent amount of time.
Good test of their resilience as well. Ethan. Getting aggressive.
Aziz again.
Yeah.
Well, Demic gets off of that position at top main, and obviously on the sledge, you want to get to work inside a stock and open up those floorboards and get that sightline control. Especially now that they got it back to a 4 versus 4, probably doesn't feel like he needs to force that pick through main stairs. 1 minute left in this round. Talon, of course, they were down 4-0. So in the last 5 rounds, they've won 4 of them. And Digital, though, denies Demic from doing any more damage to that stock floor. 4 versus 3 now. Advantage, once again, established for the Chiefs.
Similar position to that previous attack, right? Where Talon needed to find something. Lurk a pick to respond. The Salma's deployed, but it won't open bot square. And there's the pick. Canis onto Ethan 3v3.
Or make it a 2 versus 3. Aziz has got another one. 9 in 4 and 2 big rounds in a row, back to back. And suddenly, it's only Boydie and Digital that remain. 20 seconds left. Ping out, swing. Oh, this is so aggressive. And Digital's going to get punished for it. 3 to the good now for Aziz. They know where Boydie is. He goes down to Soldier. 5-5. Talon inch closer to series point.
Woo. 7 kills across 2 rounds for Aziz. And big ones at that. That last round. Talon at the disadvantage, but he finds a pick. He's that glimmer of hope for Talon, who are able to fight their way back.
That bright light.
Into that round. 5-5 the scoreline. The Chiefs looking shaky on bank.
They were up 4-1, and I quote, Guz said, "It's over. It's done." Tactical timeout has been taken by the Chiefs. I think they've been well, a little bit shook by what's happened here on bank. They were 4 up, guys. It's 4-0. And not just that, they looked really good doing it, right? It almost seemed like a 5-1 half at minimum. Last 2 rounds on the attacking half collapsed a little bit. Talon were good, very good, but collapsed a little bit. And then Talon have just kept it rolling and rolling in this second half. 5-5 scoreline. And now we head down to basement. Lockers CCTV. The winner of this round will get match point. For the Chiefs, puts them in a position to head us to Skyscraper. And for Talon, puts them in a position to have destiny and a date with the Direwolves.
Pretty scary first date.
Yeah, look, it's a wolf.
It is.
So, and they're 7-0, undefeated. Spot, though, at the major on the line in that match. And that's exactly what Talon want, to be in that position, to have that chance.
Well, the Chiefs are pulling out all the stocks. Boydie
10 seconds remaining.
riding away on the vigil. Could be the play.
Seconds left.
Sometimes, though, and it's sometimes you bring out these strats and you bring out these kind of plays, and it just backfires instantly. But you got to do it, right? You got to just feel like whatever it takes. If we think it can be the play to win us the round, you go for it.
Well, Boydie's the kind of player you're back in to go for this play.
100%.
He is that player.
Yep. Oh, Ethan goes down early, super early. In fact, I was looking at you, I didn't even see it. Canos gets the opening pick.
Ethan didn't see it either. Blindsided at bot blue rather, and that's costly.
So costly, and gives Talon the advantage with 2.5 minutes remaining in the round. That is not ideal whatsoever. Now they're really going to need this vigil to work out for them. Maybe a couple EDDs could explode, bounce and combine a couple of kills from those denial devices. 4 versus 5. No, that's not a glitch. Ethan down and out in this 11th round. Match point on the other side for the winner of this round.
Boydie not droned. Unless there's a pre-place, Heady did not drone Boydie here. This is the Chiefs' opportunity to bring the round back. Find this kill onto the Dockerby and even out the main count. But here's the drone from Heady.
Oh,
it's perfect.
yeah. Well, he has had to shoot it out, so they know he's in the vicinity. But where is the question? Boydie goes for the shot, but Heady has the shot, the headshot. And suddenly, Talon have a 2-player advantage in the 11th round to put them 1 step closer to that date with the Direwolves.
Camera's now hacked, so default's accessible to the attack. It's been
Oh.
a disaster for the Chiefs on the penultimate round. Bouncing up blue. Needs to find the play of his life, but he's being watched. Does get one though.
Have you heard of the story of the master and the apprentice, Worthy and Bouncing?
By attackers.
It was a 2 versus 5, Guz. And they brought it back after Worthy goes down at main stairs. I can't.
It's crumbling.
It's crumbling. But maybe Bouncing could find at least one more, bring it to a 1 versus 3. No, drops down into CCTV and is feeling the pressure. Doesn't get droned out. At least has a new position. And yeah, I think that's going to be his position. He sees a player bot main. There's a second following too, I think. 35 seconds remaining. And the pressure mounting, and Bouncing cannot rise to the occasion. There is no fairy tale finish for the Chiefs. Not yet, at least. Match point and series point for TALON.
And what a way to win it out. Ethan absolutely wiped off the face of the earth to open up that round, blindsided by the entry. And then Boydie picked apart over towards lobby. The Chiefs clutching at straws to try and get that match point, but instead they stumble. They're going to reattempt basement though. Huge call. And this is a huge, huge round.
The beauty of this is we're not in regular season. There are no penalties for overtime. There's no 3-2 point system or 1 point system. There's just winning and there's just losing. And sometimes you need to get to overtime to find the result that you are searching. And that is what the Chiefs now desire. If they lose this round, they have a date with the Knights. And the loser of that is then out of the APAC playoffs. What a match that will be between two teams that
Attackers' objective is to locate
in some ways have had that sort of competitive rivalry for a little bit of time now. The Chiefs don't want that date, not because they're scared of the Knights, but because they want to play the Dire Wolves. To do that, they must win this round and send it to overtime.
We've already had a 2-0 result today. Cyclops taking down Elevate. So it's not unprecedented. TALON looking strong here on one of the Chiefs' strongest maps. I almost can't believe they've found themselves in this position, but they're playing so well. I don't think the Chiefs are playing quite as aggressively this round though, so the entries shouldn't come quite as easily here for TALON.
But it's two-pronged, right? It does mean that they can get a lot more off the checklist. Worthy, though, well, he is being aggressive inside of Archives. Is he the difference maker, the MVP, the standout? Kanos is watching and waiting, though. The swing initially doesn't get at all successful. I mean, Worthy's just stopped. He just literally has... I thought he was going for a full run through Archives. He then just stops, throws me off guard completely. Bouncing did find a kill onto Hetty at the very least, but that was strange from Worthy.
Yeah, pretty aggressive here from the Chiefs. I thought maybe they were passive in towards site, but instead looking to lock down this main stairs position. Ethan and Bouncing alongside one another. Ethan can fall down the hatch once pressure's felt, but instead TALON electing not to push this position. They're poised over towards blue. Kanos has cleared that. Aziz coming across now with the diffuser in hand. Just take a breath though. TALON, they don't want to mess this up. 60 seconds to convert this round, but as it dwindles, again, Digital's going to start grinning because he knows those canisters are going to be ultra important late round.
Didn't do much for him last time. Now, Bouncing still has an EDD. Keep that in mind. Can look to place that late round if needed, but I don't know. The pressure's mounting, and how much time do you really have? And he's over towards main stairs. Probably not going to be a factor. 50 seconds left, and it's looking like TALON are starting to go for site control. Demic has been able to spot Bouncing, a free kill. Now, the Chiefs down at a disadvantage. Digital, with those gas babes, needs to be on point in denying as much time as possible.
30 seconds. It's all about conversion from this point onwards from TALON. Soldier, ready and waiting for the first plant attempt. Still 2 canisters for Digital, and TALON may be forced deep here.
2 adrenal searches for Demic. He'll use one now. They'll get that health boost. 15 seconds left. Heading into red time as the push through server looking to be successful. One more gas paper available for Digital. Boydie goes down. Aziz has been great. Nitrocell from Ethan. Low on health though. Needs to just fall back, but he cannot get away at all. Digital did get rid of Aziz in a 1 versus 2. Canos going for the plant. Demic is watching. There's a slight 1v1 for the time being. If Digital times this right, can he get it? No. Oh, he sees the legs. There's the player on the ground. Digital in a 1 versus 1. 40 seconds is the timer, but does he know where Demic is? At bot blue stairs, Digital, you cannot play for time. You've got to be quick, you've got to be sharp if you want to stay alive and send this one to overtime.
He needs to go for the kill. He has no other option but to push up blue, and Demic's just waiting.
Swing him. Swing for all you've got, Digital. You know he's there! Digital hits the headshot of his career to send this one to overtime.
There is no way! Digital, the clutch master, wins that one out. And if there's any player on this team that's going to be a morale boost when the Chiefs need it the most, it is him. And he is absolutely aside himself. That is incredible.
He's looking switched on, and that just might be the spark needed to reignite the Chiefs going into overtime to maybe keep this best of 3 series alive. Moving forward, Skyscraper could still be a possibility.
I already had my bags packed. I think Talon might have as well. That round was locked in. That is an unwinnable swing. I don't know how Digital has pulled that off, but my word, what a play.
The Chiefs go back to attack as well now here on Bank, and that actually might be beneficial for them. They'll get 2 attacking rounds, in fact, a minimum, of course. So can this be a situation where a Digital 1v2 counter defuse, headshot swing, ends up sending this to a 3rd map? We'll have to see. Still work to be done though. Remembering the last 2 rounds of this first half, when the Chiefs were on the attack, were not that clean. And we did see Talon really start to figure things out. So let's see what we've got here to start overtime.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Heady as well, once more, going to be a threat in this round. I can already think of one instance where he was incredibly impactful in being able to turn around on its head for Talon. And he is a threat that the Chiefs will need to monitor appropriately here in this first round of OT. You can just see the power of the Oryx on Bank in particular. So many hatches on this map that he can jump back through and rotate around. His goal to create headaches here for the Chiefs.
Fortunately got bouncing on the Jackal to obviously try and track down Heady, put the pressure back the other way. And a much better performance from Bouncing here on Bank. I mean, really, a better performance from probably the Chiefs as a whole here on Bank. But in times of need, you need your MVP, and it's time for Worthy to rise to the occasion.
Bouncing as well. 2 of the highest rated players in APAC South.
In APAC.
To see what damage they can do here. Bouncing on the Jackal. Already used 2 scans, and that's helped with the clear. But Heady, he's still running around as he's elsewhere taking damage.
Oh, Aziz goes down to Worthy. Well, talk about maybe the MVP of this game, and Aziz going down. Is it the Worthy time? 5 versus 4.
Oh.
Chiefs have an advantage. Ethan is able to get Heady on the drop. 2-player advantage. Talon, are they crumbling here defensively on Locker CCTV? They do still have a couple of players in decent positions to hold some angles. And if the Chiefs do put a foot wrong, could still throw some lives away unnecessarily. Still got time. Do not need to rush this.
I always feel like we saw something similar in the last round, did we not? Talon, man disadvantaged, backs against the wall. Can they fight back? Bouncing says no. There's no fight in this round. Canos says, maybe I can do something though. Up main, 4v2.
One more adrenal surge available for Boydie for this final push from the Chiefs. Canos getting rid of that drone. Still droning, still trying to find information. Late round. Canos trying to reposition. Gaspaid looking actually maybe to deny the drop down. 30 seconds. That was the final one. as well. Chiefs can look to push in now from server. They've got 2 players inside of there. And Soldier gets aggressive in a 2-player defense for Talon. He pushes out. That's Diffuser down. 20 seconds. One more inside of server. But Boydie holds the angle and shuts down Soldier. Only Canos is left. Now Ethan is in on site, planting this Diffuser. Can Canos find an angle? No, he cannot. Boydie shuts him down as well from up above. The Chiefs now have map point.
Much more commanding there from the Chiefs, where maybe it's lacked a little bit in this matchup. Finally on the attack, dictating terms, forcing rotations, finding early picks. And the round was heavily in their advantage entering that final phase. They close it out, good coverage from Boydie. We find ourselves once again on match point. This time though, the Chiefs with the advantage.
Tactical timeout has been taken by Talon. Feeling a bit of pressure maybe for the first time. Because even at 4-0, I didn't count them out. I know that you called it. You called it way too early.
I mean, Chiefs are going to win it, so I didn't. I never said it wasn't going to go to OT, did I?
That's true. That's true.
No,
actually, I'm pretty sure they've already taken their timeout, haven't they?
Look, to be honest, I'd be kidding myself if I thought the game was going to end up this close. Talon have done an amazing job fighting super hard on a map where we had no expectation.
Yeah.
We haven't seen them play this map since October.
That's true.
That's crazy.
I guess that's also just sort of the, how would you say it, factor of Talon. Being a good team, being a solid team. Regardless of the map, regardless of the map statistics and favoritism to the Chiefs, you always knew Talon were going to be a difficult opposition. Now, what is this lineup that we have here? The Montang and the Ossa. With a Finker. What is going on here, guys? What are the win conditions?
Well, look, the double shield lineup, or shield and a half lineup, if you want to frame it in that way, very, very intriguing. Still am yet to see, at least in APAC South, from what we've seen, Osa have a huge impact. Now, there was one round in particular I remember from ED where he posted them up top squared, had good impact, especially shutting down any rotations from the stock hallway bottom right of the screen, for example. But we haven't really seen it be super impactful today. In fact, the one time it was actually the other way, where it lent into the side of the defense, where Talon actually used it against the Chiefs.
On Villa?
Yeah. Yeah. But this is weird. Monty, what a time to bring it out. This is a huge call from Talon.
We'll see if it's effective to get them back into a match point and series point position at 7-7. Talon now need to win the next 2 rounds. Ethan lurking around top blue stairs. Soldier, though, on square stairs. And so they will avoid each other for the time being. What is Aziz going to do here on the Montang? What's the goal? Is it a hallway push? Is it a push through stock? It definitely feels like something to do with hallway, though.
He's going to pressure positions. He needs help from teammates to actually flush those positions out. He rotates to the roof, so may look to play elsewhere. Could even be a scenario in which he tries to rappel in and plant. Get the shield on the back, turtle it.
Yeah, we've seen, yeah, 100%.
It would be very, very risky.
That's something crazy to pull out at this kind of time in the APAC playoffs.
I mean, you could tone it down a bit, open square with the secondary hard breach, facilitate it that way, but Ethan, he's watching that.
You can see the diffuser right next to Aziz.
Sequential breaching activated.
Biding his time. 60 seconds remaining. In this best of 3. And it's Hetty that finds the opening kill in this round, clearing out that hallway position of Bouncin. Worthy still over towards top main stairs. Boydie over towards long desk, and, well, Talon getting a little closer to maybe getting site control as well. They've got Janitor.
Here's the flank from Ethan. Could be huge. Could bring back the round, but is shut down by Soldier. 3 versus 5 as Talon go for the plan.
30 seconds. Time will be a factor despite having the 2-player advantage. Aziz pulling out the pistol of the Montang. Worthy's down as well. Boydie low on health, just trying to stay alive, but that pressure is too much. Soldier is getting that plant down. Aziz with the shield to the face of Boydie. We go to a 15th round. 7-7.
A flawless response there on the side of the attack. Once more, Talon leaning nicely into the Montang, into the Osa, providing a lot of pressure. They did good groundwork once more on the rappel. They had the cross covered.
Tactical timeout now taken, by the way. I think they tried to take it at the start of the last round, but they missed the timer or missed the time to take it. So now they've taken it. Clearly for Talon, a great team. A great team to keep fighting. Chiefs on this map are very good. Very good. And these two teams on this map, very even. On Villa, maybe not as much, and who knows where Skyscraper could be. I'd love to find out the answer. The only way that happens is if the Chiefs win. Otherwise, if Talon win this next round, this series is done.
Even if Talon do lose this round and fall to the Chiefs on bank, it's been an incredible effort.
Oh, 100%.
You think about the start, how rough that was, and then just their ability to fight and fight and fight and fight.
In terms of standouts, Aziz has been probably the clearest standout for Talon. Probably not even just in this game, but probably this entire series. So big shout out there. I think Demic as well is probably another one that's sort of caught my eye in this series in having big plays. Hetty has also had some good plays. Canos.
Who's next?
Soldier as well.
Come on, you can't leave him out.
I can't, because he fragged out on Villa too. So, I mean, look, team effort really from Talon all the way. And that's really what the best teams are capable of, and doing it on a consistent basis. Overtime match point, 7-7 in this second map of this best of 3. Talon, of course, won 7-4 on Villa. Chiefs looking to take bank, but now Talon are in a position to do so once again.
Open area, big call. A castle extension as well to try and open up the side a little bit more and extend its reach. Legion as well. Pocket picked here from Hetty. Again, looking to disrupt the clear from the Chiefs, who have elected not to bring the Jackal on this occasion. Instead, elected for a lot of soft breach. Also the Thatcher. I don't mind that. I think Thatcher is going to be really impactful if and when the Chiefs do get bot square control. Think about opening up that wall. It completely changes how that objective is played and how it's held.
And it's not even just really about making it available to open, but do it quickly and seamlessly. That's the biggest thing, rather than sort of lingering around bot square for too long. Now this I actually kind of like as well. Ethan just sort of holding inside a server now, maybe waiting for a roamer to push from, you know, bot main stairs, making their way over towards blue stairs, that kind of roam lurk. And he is on top of it. He's already in position, and basically this is what Hetty wants to do, right? Clear out down below, get control of blue stairs, then hold it. But hello, Boydie's already there, and he is ready and waiting. Will Hetty be ready?
I can hear the Jaws music.
He's going to get him. It's Ethan, actually, so I don't know why I said Boydie, but same rules apply. Ethan with the opening kill in this round. Hetty is taken off the board. That's still now server control, blue stairs control, so much positioning control for the Chiefs here on the attack, and it weakens this defense now of Talon. Pretty much on site, except for Kaunos over towards elevators. They don't really have much positioning control now. This is a big round to be won now for the Chiefs. Then they should be able to open up this wall rather easily with the EMP grenades.
Ethan comes across, disabling those mute jammers. Now the impact trick in response, critical from Talon, needs to be timed well, but Soldier only has one more in response. Can he hit this one? Not really. The Selma does deploy, one on the right and one on the left. That exposes this position, and now Soldier has so many angles that he's open to. He does get one, drops the kit. Ethan, though, top blue responds.
Time, though, 45 seconds. Still an advantage, though, for the Chiefs in that little trade. It was 1-for-1. Demic on site. Worthy over towards Janitor. That's an intriguing little angle. The diffuser down on the floor in a perilous position. And now only 30 seconds left.
Time. Could that be the enemy of the Chiefs? Canos repositions main. That could disrupt the attack. Bouncing with good angles, but can't really quite get into sight as of yet. Needs to time it with his teammates.
Aziz getting the pick onto Worthy now brings it to a 3 versus 3. 15 seconds remaining. It's now Demic. The big players are standing up for Talon when they need it. It's only Bouncing that's left. He gets lit up pretty quickly and done so. It's Talon that take out Bank. 2-0 for the series. They move forward to take on the Direwolves.
What a performance from Talon, and Korea proving themselves to be a very serious threat. And it's a thumbs up from Aziz, and why wouldn't it be? A fantastic map from him. And overall, just a really hard-fought effort when things started to look rough, when we kept doubting them saying, oh, you know, Chiefs get this over the line.
Hey.
It's Bank. I wouldn't be worried.
You
Well,
called it at 4-0,
I was
mate.
wrong. I was wrong.
You were wrong. Talon 2 straight.